Hi everybody, this is a video to explain the Learning Community Case Study Assignment. And basically, it's the idea that learning does not take place in a vacuum, is that you are alone in your classroom, yet everything you do has an impact on the folks around you, including the students, their families, your colleagues, and the school itself. So this assignment is designed to help you gain a better understanding of the educational environment in which you want to belong to by examining each aspect of the learning community in depth. And by doing so, this will provide you with a better context in which to support your students and the school's goal. First thing you should know about this assignment is that you're not required to visit the school, and all the information regarding your case study learning community can be gathered via text and web resources. However, if you have the opportunity to visit the school, please do so, since everything you find on the internet or in a textbook will become much more meaningful seeing it in real life. So if we go ahead and scroll down to some general instructions. Before you begin, in your professional development plan, you indicated a school at which you thought you might want to work at. Make sure you're comfortable with that school you indicated as your choice, and you're welcome to choose a different school, including private schools or mainland schools. The idea here is that you choose a school that you imagine yourself working at. We have divided the case study into 4 parts, and basically you'll be looking at part 1 and 2 first, students and teachers, and then part 2 you'll be looking at families and schools. If you are not going to be a school teacher, but rather a counselor, an administrator, etc., you can substitute school learning community with the appropriate career that you have planned and look at those aspects of the learning community. Here are some suggestions. Focus on what you think is important in your case study learning community. You do not have to cover everything, but things that are important to you. Use the text, web, personal resources to provide you with more information about the case study, and to make sure you cite all personal all references. So click here for an example reference page. Your learning community does not have to be written as long as it's communicated clearly, so I encourage you to use multimedia presentations to get across your ideas. If you look at each part, it will be the same setup. So once you know how to do one, you'll know how to do all of them. And so each section below, which is listed here, 1A through 1E, are required to be in your case study, but you can choose from possible topics in which you want to concentrate. So for example, in your first section, 1A, student background, you're going to be looking at who your students are, and you want to look at them through something that you find meaningful. Maybe you think that your school has a lot of English language learners and you'd like to concentrate on that, or maybe the socioeconomic status is of meaning to you and you want to explore that more in depth. How do you find your answers? Well, you can read sections of the textbook to find a general information about those topics, which you should include for comparison into your case study. You can actually view a very important thing called the School Status and Improvement Report, which will give you actual data on your school itself if you're talking about public schools in Hawaii. Or you can go to the actual website to examine student resources. And so you would do that for each of these assignments, each of these topics, and you would also do those for teachers and then turn that in. Then the second aspect, you would look at families. There's the information for families, and then you would be looking at the information for school. Obviously, school is much larger than families, so that portion or that part is higher in points than the parents. Then, if you want to look at some rubrics and examples, there are some written examples. The whole thing wasn't done because we wanted to keep it open and not have folks pigeonholed into what they think they should write about. It's up to you to choose what topics, but it'll give you a good idea of what it's supposed to look like. And as always, keep in mind that the examples for guides only, so please do not copy directly, and you have a link to citation references examples. So that's it. Good luck with the case study, and let me know if you have any questions.